How's it going, everyone? Lemony here, and today we are going to be talking about a PlayStation 1 game, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. But before we get into that, I would like to say, if you do enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe button down below. I try to have new reviews up every Friday, and I've so far been pretty consistent with it. Hopefully I can keep it up. But anyway, let's talk about Buzz Lightyear of Star Command on the PlayStation 1. This is a game I'm actually pretty excited to talk about because I used to play this a ton as a kid, and I haven't played this game in probably like a decade and a half at least. I used to borrow this game from my cousin all the time, and I used to watch the TV show growing up all the time too. It was one of the best Disney TV shows, and I think the video game actually may be the best Disney game. And now, of course, I'm going to be talking about this game with some, nostalgia goggles on because I played it so much growing up. But I do still think that this is a really good game, even with the nostalgia aside. Like, usually I'm pretty good about taking my nostalgia setting to the side and being like, look, here's the good, here's the bad. This game's pretty good. It's basically a 3D run-and-gun style game with some platforming thrown in there as well. And it's really kind of like a chase game. That's the best way I can put it, because the whole point of the game, and the whole point of every single mission in this game, is to basically chase down the villain of each planet and capture the villain and get to the end of the level before the villain does. You're kind of racing against the villain to get to the end of the level before he does. And if you get there before he does, there is actually one of the characters will help you out, and she'll actually do some damage to the boss before you even fight the boss. And then after that happens, then you'll have the actual boss fight itself. And if the boss gets there before you, you have 15 seconds to get to where the end of the level is, and you get no help whatsoever once you do get there, if you get there. So it's got a little bit of a twist there, and I do like that. It is very unique. This is a game that's very unique, and I haven't played anything else that's quite like it. The game also is gorgeous. I love the way that this game looks. Its colors are so bright and vibrant, and I absolutely love it. Like, there's this one city, I think it's called the Trade Planet, and it's this gigantic skyscraper city, and all the colors of it are so bright, and it's so good looking, even for a PS1 game. Especially for a PS1 game, I should say. This game looks great, and I really, really think that it may be one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 1 as well. The actual characters and bosses that you fight, you're going to be familiar with all of them if you've seen the TV show. If you haven't seen the original Buzz Lightyear of Star Command TV show, you'll probably still be familiar with, of course, Buzz Lightyear himself and Zurg, the main villain of this. But if you have seen the TV show, you're going to get a special treat because you're going to see a lot of the characters from that in this, and you're also going to get a lot of clips from the TV show itself put into this game, and that's pretty cool. I can't show any of them on video because I don't want to risk getting copyright strikes from Disney, but it's pretty cool to be able to see like part of this cartoon that I grew up with, because I haven't watched this cartoon in years either. I think it's on Disney Plus, but I just have not watched it in forever, and it's really cool to see just kind of snippets of this cartoon I used to watch so much. As I said before, each level is pretty different, and it does try to add new things on different levels as you keep continuing through the game. It tries to throw different stuff at you to kind of just switch it up a little bit. Like, once you get about 4 planets in, it starts adding bombs into the level that you have to basically deactivate, and you basically just deactivate them by shooting them, just like how you would shoot any of the other robots or anything else on the levels that you're on. But they also add, like, vehicles in. Like, there's a hoverboard that you can actually get on eventually, and then there's an actual, like, speeder bike that you can get on eventually, and you can actually race through a forest on it to try to get to one of the end of the levels, which is a really cool level. And they really do a good job of just trying to throw in new things, trying to switch it up for each level. So even though, yes, it's the same thing over and over again, you are trying to get to the end of each level before the main villain, and basically trying to get there so you can have the boss fight. While that is basically the point of every single level, they at least do swap it up enough with the gameplay where it doesn't feel like any level is exactly the same. All the levels feel very unique and very different. Even when you visit the same planet twice, there's like a couple planets that you have to visit twice, the levels still feel very, very different from one another. And I think they did a great job with that. That's awesome. The game basically progresses through this like star or badge system where you basically get a star for completing each level, and when you complete a level, there's also like extra things that you can do in that specific level. You have 2 other objectives that you can complete in the chase mission where you're going and fighting the final boss. Basically, you can collect credits, and you need those credits to like unlock weapons while you're running around on each map. And at the beginning of each map, it resets and you have the starter weapon again. So you have to basically collect all these credits on these courses to keep unlocking weapons on every single level that you go to. So if you have enough credits, you'll get like half a badge at the end of the level, and to get the other half of that badge, you have to free all the aliens. There's a bunch of aliens that you have to basically save. They're all on the ground, and if you can find them all, they're like the little 3-eyed aliens from Toy Story. If you can find them all, then you can basically get the other half of that star. So if you do that, there's 2 stars right there. And each planet has a chance to get 5 stars total. To get the other 3 stars, there is a kind of like a scavenger hunt. There's like a scavenger hunt mode where you're looking for the pieces of one of your robot partners, like one of the robot rangers. It gets like blown up, and you have to basically go find all of his pieces. And if you find all his pieces and you get to him, you get 1 star. If you want the other half of that star for that specific mission, then you have to get those to him under a specific amount of time. And then there's another objective that you can do, and these 2 objectives, the scavenger hunt and this next objective I'm about to talk to, are completely separate missions from the actual chase mission where you're trying to chase down the main villain. These are things that you go into after you already chase down the main villain. So the last mission type is basically just a speed run of the level. You're just basically trying to get to the end of the level as quick as you can. No boss fight or anything on this one. Just trying to get from point A to point B as quick as you can. And if you get there before time runs out, you get another star. And if you get there and you break the like best record for the game or whatever, if you do that, then you get the other half a star. So basically 1/2 star, 1/2 star for the 2 bonus missions. So there's 3, and then you get 2 main stars if you're able to do the main objective and the 2 side quests in the actual main mission itself. So a total of 5 stars for each planet. Math is wonderful. I didn't expect this to turn into a math video, but hey, what can you do? You gotta talk about how the game works. And you have to get so many of these badges before you're able to go to the next mission, but you don't have to get every single one of them. You can definitely skip certain levels. If you're having problems with like certain objectives or anything like that, you don't have to do every single objective to get to the next planet. You can just do the main objective, and you can forget about a lot of the half badges. You may have to go back and do them every now and then, but a lot of them are pretty easy, especially actually later on in the game. Some of the half badges that you need actually get really, really easy on some of the later planets. This game actually feels like it gets easier as time goes on, which is a little bit weird. But I do like this game. I do think this game's pretty fair as well. There's definitely a challenge to it, but it's not super, super difficult. It's not ridiculously difficult like, you know, old Super Nintendo or regular Nintendo Disney games. Like, it's a good challenge, but it's a fair challenge on these games. And I really enjoy this one. And I think that they did just the right amount of difficulty. They didn't go too far with it, but they gave it just enough to where, yeah, you're going to fail a mission every now and then. It's going to happen. But you're going to learn from it, and you're going to learn how not to do it the next time. How not to fail the next time. So that's pretty good. And I think that this game is just overall really well balanced. The only negative thing I can really say about this game is that I had one instance where it glitched and I fell through the map. That only happened once, though. So I've never seen that before. That's never happened to me that I can remember when I played it years and years ago. But it did happen this time, once. And it did end the level, and I had to restart the level because of that. Because you only get 1 life per level. Like, once you die, you have to restart the level. And it's not too bad, because each level is only like 3 minutes long. I think overall this game took me like 3, maybe 4 hours to beat at the most. Like, it's not a very long game either, and restarting the level is not really that big of a deal. You know, yeah, it's frustrating, of course, but it feels like a fair punishment. Overall, I like this game, though. Even with that one glitch aside, I don't think it's big enough to worry about, like, you know, wrecking the whole game or anything like that. This game is phenomenal. It's one of the best PlayStation 1 games. I would dare say that this is a hidden gem because no one ever talks about it. I've never heard anyone talk about this game, actually, which is kind of unfortunate because this game's freaking amazing. Disney had some great games back in the day, man. This is one of those just amazing games that I think a lot of people are missing out on, and I highly recommend that you pick it up and you try it out. If you have a PlayStation 1 or a PS3, as I do, I played this on the PS3. If you have one of those systems to play it on, check this game out because it is phenomenal. It is an amazing game, and you definitely should try it out. One of the best Disney games, if not the best Disney game I've ever played. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe button down below if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.